Hi, right. Beautiful La.
Hey. Sorry, I have you guys on my laptop, so I had to switch back to my phone real quick to jump back on.
Yeah, please. If you only saw the entire operation here, I got it recording on the computer. I'm talking here on this laptop. I'm on my phone. It's a mess.
Girl, I feel you.
It's a mess.
What's poppin',
that's all right. What's poppin'?
What's poppin'?
Don't mind
I had you all loud over here, and I was all low sounding on my phone. I'm a little sad about that, but it's all right.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. You want to put your earpiece in? That's the only way I'm operating with this earpiece, because otherwise it would be low.
Yeah. I don't want to. Can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you fine.
We can hear you fine.
I'll just leave it alone, because I can hear you. It's just not as loud as I want it to be. It's all good. I don't want to mess it up, so we good.
Okay. All right, so I'm doing your interview today. I have questions. I have a few curated questions to ask you, darling. So first of all, y'all should know, La Jones is my boo, so I get a little silly with her. So if y'all don't, just
you're my boo thing.
That's my boo thing right there. All right. So my first question was, why did you get involved with City Series, and why are you still involved in 2021? Because you started in 2010.
2010.
So how'd that happen?
Girl, you came and asked to do me to host in DC, and I was like, what?
I can't say a lot.
I was like, girl, can we? Oh, yeah, they being all disrespectful outside. Don't they know I'm doing an interview? You gotta calm down out there. You came with a really good platform. Around 2010, I was still doing spoken word shows like on the platforms or whatever. And it was just really nice to find a group of witnesses that were, for lack of a better word, where they were authentic and genuine and knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? Like, I would never try to censor somebody's. When I used to host an event in DC, I would say, I will never censor your writing, but I will censor my stage. So I appreciated your platform because you never tried to censor someone's writing, because you're never going to say, oh, you're an awful writer, or oh, you're an awful poet. Like, you just don't do that. But there are different calibers of writers, and it's okay. No matter where you fall is where you fall. It's fine. But I appreciated City Series because it was still an elevated caliber of a show. It still had that welcoming feeling. Nobody was excluded. Now, the stage may have had to be censored. You know what I mean? So you may not have made it to the stage, but you can still be a part of the family. And I thought that was a very dope concept that resonated with me. So I was like, yeah, I could be a part of this. I could definitely be a part of this.
That's what's up.
And then being able to host, come on, I love hosting. So being able to get other people who may have always felt excluded from the poetry scene, or closet writers who don't have an opportunity to meet others or just enjoy the craft. And then I guess one of the other biggest reasons too is that when I used to perform on other stages that did not cater to witnesses, I would always have a certain amount of guilt that people would come to hear me do a piece, and my 20-minute set is free of anything that, we may not want to hear, but they're still going to be in the room where all these other poets are going to say whatever they're going to say, and I have no control over what happens on the stage. And so now all these people who have come just to see me are now opened up to all of these other poets who on another, who otherwise they would not have been exposed to that type of material. And I always felt some kind of way about that. So it was really, really nice. When I stepped away from doing the other shows, it was nice to still have a band of people where I know, hey, I'm La, I like to write, I like to spit, I like to sing, and I'm so comfortable that I know I can do it on this stage, and I don't have to worry about who's coming before me or after me. Because I know that everybody who came to see me is still going to have a great show without being exposed to a lot of other elements that otherwise they would have been exposed to had they seen me on a stage that I might have previously been on. So I really, really appreciated that.
And I want to just also make it clear to the audience who may not completely know you, is that you've been in the game for over 20 years. City Series was only around a decade ago. So you've been, doing this for a long time. Just came out with a second poetry book. I mean, you've been in the game a long time. And so for you to, say what you're saying about City Series is really, it makes me feel honored, because I feel like, you really could just pick and choose whatever platform or whatever show or whatever group you wanted to be a part of. And, you decided that you were going to.
I choose you guys like you guys choose me.
You chose us. And I think, and that speaks to also like why you're still here, because I mean, face it, you're not really doing the performance rounds anymore. I mean, you don't have a need to. You don't have. You could, you can go on stage. You could totally light it on fire, but you choose not to do that right now, especially during the pandemic, obviously.
Yeah,
but even if there was no pandemic, I mean, if I had said, "Listen, La, I'm coming back. We're gonna do City Series for like one more time, and we're just gonna like start something. And are you interested?" What would your answer would have been?
If you asked me, oh yeah, dude.
See?
Yeah, I definitely do.
And that's what I think a lot of people are starting to come to understand about what we mean by family, what we mean by City Series family, is that when we have adopted one another, we look at that person in that truest sense. And La has never said, ask the questions, what's in it for me? She's never said, I don't know. Well, what if I used your platform to do this or do that? She's never done that. So I just want to tell you, I really appreciate you, and the fact that, over a decade later, I'm still looking at your pretty face, and I've gotten even closer. I'm still together, and I'm still looking at your pretty face, and everything is all good. So I really like that. All right, so then my second question for you was, what advice would you give for, let's say, next-gen poets, people who are new to poetry, who are, just starting to write? They're getting inspired by all these poets now that they're seeing in these poetry shows and stuff. What would your advice be for them?
So my number one advice would be inspired, but do not emulate. It is so easy to go to a show and be like, boom, I like that person. I want to write like that. Or I want to write what they said. Or I want to take this, don't do that. Don't do that. Because one, it is impossible to maintain that. You are not that person, right? You're not that person. Their experience is not your experience. So authenticity is so major. And when you are authentic, to be quite honest, you might not be good. like that's
real talk.
Real talk. Your authentic self might suck. And that's okay. That's okay. Right? Anyway, look.
Right.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I true story. I've been writing for a very long time. So long that I really don't even write that much anymore. I only really write when I absolutely feel like it. And as for writing to perform, I don't do that either. I used to do it all of the time because I performed. I loved to perform, so I would write to perform. And writing to write and writing to perform, for me, are two different things.
Two different things, absolutely.
Yeah. I don't write to perform anymore. So, I'm in groups with you guys and you guys are, killing it. Pop, the one that you just did, I'm like,
ridiculous.
Because I don't do it. That's just not where I'm at. So when I hear it, sometimes I'm like, it's like, no, I don't. Just stop it. That's not me. Day has bars for days. That's why your name is Day. Because you got bars for days.
Literally.
Right? You be like, and I'm like, what did she do? I don't write like that. Yeah. I wish I did. It is the dopest thing. I hear so I say all that to say, your authentic self might suck right now, right? But develop you, because you will never get to understand and really, really get to grasp how dope you are until you learn to be okay with sucking in the beginning. If you do. because writing is therapeutic. Writing should be for you before writing is for any kind of audience.
Yeah.
So
right.
write authentically, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to rhyme. Just write.
Right.
When I do my coaching class, when I do my conference, part of our assignments in my program is you have to write every single day. And I'll give you a prompt. You don't have to read it, but just write. Because people don't understand writing is therapy. And as bad as the world is that we live in, we all need therapy. It's the freest therapy you can have aside from reading the Bible. So just write. Just be authentic. Don't try to copy anybody. Just write. And if it's horrible, so what? We all write horrible stuff. Even still.
And I'll tell you what, in your book, Banter and Bourbon, you have sections where you encourage your writing. So I really love that. I really love that about that book as well.
That has helped me so much. I can't tell. I was going to butt in with that point that those writing prompts and Banter and Bourbon is like on point. I mean, to this, I still read it. I still got it as like it's on my it's on like the top part of my screen on my computer. It's still there, and I still click it open. And whenever I'm feeling like writer's block, like, let me look at this writing prompt.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh, that's so dope of you.
It's still dope. Like it's just it's.
I like the comment that Jaquan and Cece Sharice both said important things here. Sharice said writing your own lane is freedom. And Jaquan said also your perspective changes as your writing experiences change.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So everything, it keeps going. So that's why you have to keep writing. So
right.
All right. So I'm going to round this my Q&A out with you for if you can just let us know. I talked about your book. I want you to mention that. Tell me what current projects you're working on and where we can find out more.
Okay, so yes, so thank y'all for dropping the book. I appreciate it. I don't do a very good job publicizing the book these days. I'm going to do. I know I'm horrible. God, my poetry life is just so bad these days.
I'm not gonna get on your case, but
not on this form.
I know. Okay, so but before I will tell you this. Before we did this, I did run to my my little site on Instagram and put the link in my bio because I didn't have it up there. So so Banter and Bourbon, it's $20 now. It is on my site, LaLovely.com. But if you're on Instagram and you follow me at LaLovely, if you click the link in bio, it's going to be the very first link. It'll say like purchase Banter and Bourbon. And I am still, that's going to kill me. I have looked into putting it on Amazon and getting it, printed and all of that. It may happen. It may not. I ain't gonna lie. But I hope it does because I would still like a printed copy of my own self.
It would be nice.
Love that.
Yeah.
But don't wait for that, y'all. Go ahead and grab your copy for it. Don't wait for that.
She really meant what she said when she said be authentically you.
I have learned. Like I harness the power of no often.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even know. We're in groups and you guys stay muted for weeks. And I always pop in and look at it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, authentically, I can't be present, so
no.
Yeah.
No.
That's it. Yeah.
I respect you so much for that. You know what you need to do. It's for you.
Yeah, and you guys know if you need me, tag me. If I'm tagged, I will always go and look. If you send me a DM, I will always check that DM. Like
she's been faxer now. I know how to find her. Yes,
she responds, y'all. She responds.
You gotta.
She does. She does.
Well,
just
she got
send
my
her
name
a
with it
direct message.
I might not see it otherwise. Y'all know y'all talk a lot. What I am mainly doing right now, since I'm not focusing on poetry, is coaching. I do confidence coaching, and that is a really, really big deal to me because it is so many. Okay, let me specify. I do confidence coaching for women and girls. I have had dudes ask, I don't do that. I don't play them kind of games. I know my limitations. I ain't messing with y'all. Tell you that right now.
You make me feel like a man.
Not with the voice, though. The voice.
That came out, right?
I still have my Jehovah voice from QCX3.
I'm just saying. Let's just make that clear, okay? Make it clear. Don't be sending me no dude clients. I'm gonna pass them around. Right back out my DM. Like,
women only. Women
and girls only. Okay, I don't play them games.
Let me put that in the chat. I'm gonna put that in the chat. Women
Hashtag know
Yeah, that
thyself.
took a crazy turn. Yes, it did.
Right.
That escalated quickly.
Well, we got Jaquan. Jaquan was a coach. Maybe if you're out there,
Yeah,
Jaquan is not trying to coach no men.
John,
Jaquan ain't trying to coach no
Yeah.
men.
no.
So I have a
man.
6-week program. It used to be 4 weeks, but it's a 6-week program now called Cute, Curvy, and Confident, where I focus on helping women grow their authentic and confident self. We meet once a week via Zoom. I open it a couple times a year. I'm going to open up the next one in August. We're going to start working together in September. And then this season, I'm also doing Cute, Curvy, and Confident Miss for ages 16 to 24. Because if we start earlier, then we don't have to work on it later. So we're going to do the earlier, younger version. That's also going to launch in September. So I'm working on those two things. Otherwise, a few digital products and ebooks. I'm working on a journal with two journals. One of them is called the Audacity to Love Myself Like This. It's a journal for people to write in every day. It's going to be a self-confidence boosting journal. And the other one is called When I Wake Up, to help people with organizing their thoughts at night so they can be ready for the next day when they start. So a lot of projects that I'm working on. It's things that are like, I'm working on passion projects these days. I still have to work my 9 to 5 until, somebody comes up trying to pay my rent.
There you go.
Until that happens, I still got to work the 9 to 5, but I'm trying to, add on to that with things that I really
And you also
enjoy.
are doing makeup classes too. You still do your 30 for 30?
So
Not
no.
really. Okay.
Well, real funny thing about that. So I did post in my stories. I'm like, hey guys, I'm a makeup artist for television and film, so I still do projects for makeup. I still do like weddings and one-on-one things. But I was like, okay, let me do another 30 for 30, which is my $30 makeup class that happens online. And all these people were like, yeah, we want to do it. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, what dates do you want? Here's 3 different dates. What you want? We want this date. And I'm like, you know what? Let's do 2. You guys want all these dates? I'm going to give them to you. Clear the calendar. Put it up. Nobody bought a ticket. Nobody. Not a one.
Man.
But here's the thing, right? I'm a believer in being your authentic self. So in the moment, maybe you got hyped with me and you wanted to do it, and for whatever the reason you couldn't. That's okay. But all it tells me is that that's not what y'all want from me right now.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I won't offer it. No love lost. You got to grow and learn. You know what I mean? That's like when I said right and you might suck.
Yeah.
I don't suck at makeup, but maybe right now people have other priorities than doing a makeup class online. I 100% understand that. So instead of focusing my attention on that, maybe once or twice a year I'll do a makeup pop-up. And if it's well represented, we'll try it again. But I have enough stuff to focus on that people who really are like reaching out and saying, hey,
clearly
I
have
need
enough
to feel
stuff
better
to
about
focus on.
myself. And so for people who join Cute, Curvy, and Confident, one of the days is a makeup class. So I'm doing it that way. And then I'll have one-offs, here and there. If somebody's like, hey, look, I really need this, or I'm trying to do a makeup party at 5. We can work something out.
Yeah. All right. All right, my love. So last question. Can you share something with us? You want to spit a little something for us tonight?
Yes, so
Yeah.
you did tell me that last night, and I was like, okay. Today I had this poem rolling around in my head, and I was like, you know what? I've had this thing on my heart. I'm going to put it on paper, and I'm going to share it tonight.
Hey.
There we go.
It's still on my heart. It never made it to paper. I can't share it tonight. Authentic.
I was like, come on,
Authentic right there.
I was like,
I know. I'm like, so look, I'm gonna need you to do something else so I can say it out loud again when I get it done. Because it's really good, but it's not ready. So what I am gonna do though, since we were talking about banter and bourbon, my book, and I'm talking about the confidence classes and everything that I'm doing, I want to read Dear Dope Chick.
Okay.
I don't get a chance to share that often, and it's one of my favorites in the book.
I like that one. Yeah.
All right, so I'll end my little set on Dear Dope Chick.
Okay.
Which also isn't 100% memorized, because like I said, I'm not doing that these days.
Oh, ain't nothing been memorized today, but go ahead.
Girl. Okay. Dear Dope Chick, from one to another, let me assure you that I see you. Recognize your God-given responsibility to be you. And even though he act like he ain't know, he knew, sis, so do you. Unapologetically. Sometimes you gotta let it be what it is. Whether you're a mama trying to raise the kids, wanna be a missus, still a Ms, still out here handling your biz, you're a whiz with all that you juggle. Men don't always understand the struggle, but I do. Dear dope chick, this is for you, you fly. And even when you low, you still high. Galaxies orbit in your eye, carry the whole world on your thigh. Oh my dope chick, you are a ship. Birth every man on your hip. Fed the whole world from your nip, so please don't you ever forget you are a queen. We were born to be loved supreme, so it's okay. You can dream. It's okay. You can dream. Dear dope chick, you can dream even a dream that might scare you. A thought that might even dare you to do something you never even imagined. You can fathom the fathomless. Imagine for the imagineless. Oh, dope chick, you might fall, but what if you soar? And you might trip, but still what's more, you are resilient. Brighter than a diamond, you're brilliant. And I couldn't recite a million reasons why you're dope, but it only really matters if you know your potential. The opposite of inconsequential, you matter. You are the opposite of inconsequential. You matter. And never let them tell you otherwise. You matter. Never let them make you feel otherwise. No matter the color of your eyes, the width of your hips, the size of your cup, the fullness of your lips, you matter and you're dope. You matter, and I hope you understand the power of your dopeness was never to be focused on your physical. Dear dope chick, never be typical, be amazing. Whatever you are becoming, be amazing. Whatever you are creating, be amazing and true. Dear dope chick, I see you. Dear dope chick, I love you. Dear dope chick, this is for you. You fly.
You don't even have to unmute.
Everybody give me some noise.
Man, when you say you are a ship and you birth BERTH,
Every single
From the
man.
hip and the nip. What?
You are a ship. Birth every man on your hip, fed the whole world from your nip. Yes,
and listen, and that's just one poem in her book. Please go and find her, lalovely.com. That was
Thank
awesome.
you. Or Instagram.
Thank
Just
you.
hit the link in bio.
Hit the link in the bio.
So much.
Love you, girl. I
Love
appreciate
you,
you
fam.
being part of the fam.
Thank you so
Always.
much.
We
Thank
appreciate
you for having me.
so much. Love you.
Bye.
See you
All
later.
right, guys.
Bye.
So you know, La Jones never disappoints, whether she hosts or does her poetry or just shows up and flashes her little
I'm
signature
like Jaquan. I don't
smile.
know how to get off this thing though.
Oh,
You
my
need to.
goodness.
Do I need to throw you out?
Oh,
Yeah,
So
y'all gonna-
funny.
Y'all gonna have to kick me out.
I have to kick her out, y'all. That's terrible.
Oh, boy.
I seen her look
I
at
had to kick her out. Look at that. She's like, I'm just gonna sit here.
I'm just
All right,
all right.
but she's amazing. She's amazing, and I appreciate you, La.
Oh, yeah.
Been running with La now for over a decade, and that's my girl. That's my girl. So I keep losing my earpiece.
Yeah, say what's going on over there.